Hey guys, JV here, back with Fallout 4 to look at Creation Club. Announced at E3 this year, Bethesda promised a marketplace where players could buy small pieces of content created both internally and externally by mod creators with the help of Bethesda. As of yesterday, Creation Club is on PC beta and should be going live on PlayStation 4, Xbox One, and PC today. In this video, we'll look at how Creation Club works, and I'll share my own feelings about it. As always, if you like what I do here and want to see more, be sure to subscribe. When you start up the game, you will see the new Creation Club option in the main menu underneath mods. It'll just appear there when you start up the game, and once you click on it, this will log you into your Bethesda.net account. This is just like the mods menu. Now, as you can tell, things are looking a little more slick, a little more organized than the free and open modding system. But currently, there are 12 items offered in Creation Club, and we have 4 menus to categorize these items, such as featured. I guess those are new ones. I mean, all 12 of these are new, so that doesn't really make sense at this point, but I'm sure it will in the future. And then we have apparel, weapons, and world. Bethesda did lay out these categories before even releasing Creation Club, and there should be a few more, so we'll see that in the future. And so when you click on an item, it will show its details, including a small description of what you're getting. And it's kind of like a cute little tagline. It's not super descriptive. It doesn't tell me, for example, what I'd like to know. Stats and special characteristics about armor, for example, would be nice, but it does tell you how you can obtain the item, which of course is important. If you spend money on something, you want to know how you can get it. So for example, the Hellfire power armor is obtained through a quest. Some people may or may not like having to do a quest for something that you just bought, but personally I like it because I like doing quests for my unique items. That's how it's always been for the most part. So some of these will require you to do a quest in order to obtain the item, while others might just drop into your inventory. An example of this is the Morgan U armor from Prey, which is really interesting, and it kind of makes me think, are we going to see more of this crossover stuff? Because that would be something to look for. We also have a gallery showing off each item, but I wish some of these were more extensive, especially the Hellfire power armor. Once again, it's only one image. I'd like to see all angles to see, what I'm paying money for. Same goes with the modern furniture pack for Workshop. It comes with 40 pieces. That's what it says, but it only shows about 6, 7, 8 pieces in the 2 images that we have. So if this is truly the premium marketplace, the premium storefront where you have to pay money for this stuff, then I definitely want to see more of what I'm paying for. Creation Club has its own currency, as you'd imagine, called Creation Club credits, and I'm sure they spent a lot of time brainstorming on that name. Very simple, they call them CC credits. And so each individual piece of content has its own cost to purchase, ranging from 50 credits for something as simple as a Pip-Boy paint job to 500 credits, the most expensive thing on there right now, for Hellfire power armor. And as we would expect, there is a direct shortcut to purchasing these credits within this marketplace. On PC, it goes through Steam, so this will go through individual marketplaces on your console like Xbox One and PlayStation 4. Right now, I can buy 750 credits for $8, 1,500 credits for $15, 3,000 for $25, and then 5,500 for $40. Each individual credit is slightly more expensive with the smaller bundles, like we would expect, but as you buy more, they do get cheaper. So it really depends, but this roughly translates to $1 gets you about 100 credits. So we're looking at about 50 cents for Pip-Boy skins up to $5 for Hellfire power armor. Currently, there's 3,000 credits, or around $30 worth of content offered on the Creation Club store. And I've got to say, it's a bit irritating to see that the bare minimum amount of money you have to spend is $8. That's a little steep. I'm really not sure why they didn't opt for a $5 option. Even again, if the credits are more expensive, when you buy something like this for $8, then it's like, okay, what am I going to do with the rest of my credits? Are they just going to sit there? Am I going to wait for more stuff to appear on there? Am I even going to be interested anymore? Do you know what I mean? So I'm hoping they realize that's a bit ridiculous and offer a cheaper option, especially since some of this stuff is literally only 50 credits. They are, however, giving everyone 100 free credits, so a free $1 to grab some of the less expensive stuff right now. So that's what Creation Club is, and we can expect more of this type of content to be added onto it over time, and I believe this will expand to other games, especially Skyrim. That's something they've already shown, but that's not currently live yet. So What do I think? Well, for starters, I think the offering is a bit underwhelming, but it's not like Bethesda promised anything more than what we've got right here. The big conversation within our community, within other Bethesda YouTubers and all of that revolves around whether these are paid mods or DLC. And I've already shared my views on that, and they haven't really changed. Because of the way these are curated, offered, and supported, I don't believe these are paid mods. There's a fundamental difference between professionally offered content versus amateur mods that you can find for free. That's not a knock on mod creators in any sense, but it's just a fact of how this stuff is delivered. However, we can tell that Creation Club does represent a microtransaction model that Bethesda may carry to future games, which you may or may not like, but the free and open mod system is still in place. That has not gone anywhere. It's still there for you to use. At this point, the only reason I would worry is if they remove the free and open system and prevent things like Nexus mods for you PC players out there from working. That would absolutely be just the wrong move to make, but they haven't done that yet. We were also under the impression that the Creation Club would be offering content which you can't find on the free and open mod browser, but that's clearly not the case, especially with these first 12 mods. I mean, it's hard to distinguish when you're talking about custom armor and weapons because those ideas can come out of nowhere, but things like the modular backpack, Pip-Boy skins, modern furniture pack, similar stuff can be found for free, and even on Bethesda.net. You can easily find this stuff out there, and Bethesda has to know that. For example, you can find both the Chinese stealth armor and the Hellfire power armor for free on Bethesda.net already. Those are things being offered for $4 and $5 through Creation Club. And because of this, it's hard to understand Bethesda's angle on this, because I guarantee you if people know that these things are being offered for free and through Bethesda themselves, why in the world would they go out and spend some money, buy some credits, and get it through the Creation Club? I guess for the promise that it's going to be compatible and work with everything. I don't really know about that. If you happen to play on PC, you also have to view this from the lens of console players too, who are limited to Bethesda.net mods, but as we can tell, some of this stuff, a lot of this stuff is already offered for free on Bethesda.net mods. We have a far smaller selection when compared to Nexus mods or other alternatives outside of Bethesda. That is something to note, but so far, there doesn't seem to be a distinction here. There's not something that's on Creation Club that you can't really find on Bethesda.net mods. It's hard to believe, but console is where the majority of players come from, and I still believe that even 2 years after launch. I'm sure there's a very passionate PC community out there still playing, and we can see that just from the popularity of Fallout 4 with mods even 2 years after launch, but the game sold so well, and there are so many PlayStation 4s out there in the wild that Fallout 4 is something that's being played on consoles a ton even still. And it's not the case right now, but in the future, Creation Club could very well offer items which aren't on the free marketplace for console players. The issue is that this introduces several ethical dilemmas where we have to trust that Bethesda is doing the right thing. You know, every mod that goes into Bethesda.net is reviewed by Bethesda in some form or fashion, and you have to think that it's possible for them to deny free mods, develop something similar internally, and then sell it on Creation Club, making it exclusively paid content. At the same time, what if something is put on Creation Club and then a mod author happens to create a very similar mod and offer it for free on their free and open mod marketplace? So does that mean that Bethesda is going to say, no, you can't put that mod up there because we're already selling it? This creates a lot of issues. And you can come at this from a few angles. One is that this is Bethesda's game, and all modding operates within their game, and they should be able to do that, particularly with the Chinese stealth armor and the Hellfire power armor. Those are two pieces of content where they've already existed in the Fallout universe in some form or fashion. So it's like Bethesda already owns them. They were already offered for free, but they're turning around and selling them now. I've seen Pete Hines fire back at people on Twitter explaining, hey, this is our stuff. This was in our previous game. So yeah, it's fully within our right to go ahead and sell it, regardless of what modders have already done with the content that we created in the first place. The other perspective on this, which is the opposite of Pete Hines, is that this creates a conflict of interest when Bethesda is able to essentially take ideas and sell them for profit, whether they created them or not. And specifically if they didn't create them, because I think it's hard to argue that if Bethesda released something in a previous game, it was originally their idea and they're just selling it again. You may not like that, but that's fully within their right. The main issue for me is accountability. How do we know that these ideas came originally from Bethesda? And I guess you could look at, Nexus mod publish dates and stuff like that. That's why that stuff is there. So, mod authors can't steal from each other because that's not cool. Well, now we're entering Bethesda into the mix with Creation Club. So I never like to assume the worst, but we have to address the possibility. And I'd imagine people will be wary about this moving forward, especially the passionate PC modding community. So to wrap up this video, I'm fairly indifferent on Creation Club personally, but I understand the concern from a lot of the community. I know some are very passionately opposed to this marketplace as it sets a precedent where microtransactions could affect the quality and volume of content in future Bethesda games. If this expands outside of Fallout 4 and Skyrim to stuff like Wolfenstein, for example, like why wasn't that there in the first place? And I think the reality is that microtransactions have always been a threat to, content in the main game, DLC, and you could argue that DLC has always been a threat to content that would have been offered in the initial purchase. Bethesda games have avoided the pitfall of microtransactions until now, until this very moment. And the only way to voice your opinion is with your wallet. Vote with your wallet. If you don't like this, then do not buy anything from Creation Club. That's it for me in this video. So turning over to you guys, what are your thoughts on Creation Club? Is this something that you passionately care about, that you strongly oppose? Do you not care about it at all? Let me know how you're feeling in the comment section below. If you stayed till the end and enjoyed the video, click the like button and subscribe for more content. Check out my latest videos by clicking the links on screen. Follow me on Twitter and Facebook so you don't miss another video. Sign up with Juniper to receive exclusive discounts on shirts, hoodies, and more at the JV merch store. Click the link for more details. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll talk to you next time.